Your CV and other documents you want to send is not a graphic design competition. However, it must be appealing to the eye. There's no crime if you don't have an experience in something you are trying to apply for. There's no crime. But you have an experience of something.
Something else.
You can tell us what you have done before to show us that you can do it again if we give you the chance, if we take a gamble on you.
Yeah.
What have you done before?
And our guest for today is a career coach with over 5 years of experience. He has helped over 400 professionals land well-paid jobs across different sectors of the economy. Please join me as we welcome our star focus for today, Mr. Paul Adeagbo.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure being here.
In your experience, how does a well-crafted CV influence a job seeker's confidence and overall success?
When you are well dressed, it boosts your confidence. When you are smelling nice, it gives you that aura of confidence that you can walk into anywhere, you can talk to somebody. But when you are not well dressed, there's something about you that is not sitting right, and that's exactly what it does.
Sometimes you don't know you are not, you don't know there's something lacking or something missing. How about in a scenario where you don't know something is missing?
And that's why they are supposed to know. Like, for example, you are invited for an occasion, maybe a dinner party, where you are supposed to wear a tuxedo, black and white. You are giving details, and then you are saying, I want to show that I'm an African man. I want to wear my traditional wear. No, it's a dinner party with recommended outfits to come with. You are sending out your professional documents for employment opportunities. Send it out well. Let it represent you, because this is the first time the recruiter is likely going to see you, and he or she wants to make a decision based on a document you sent. You better send it correct. If you send it correct, of course, it can boost your chances of being selected, of you getting the attention of the recruiter. Everybody wants an asset to work on their team, and the best way to convince him or her who is going to read it is when you send something that details how much you have contributed to the organizations you have worked with, how much you have learned so far in the amount of years you have found yourself. So those are the things that boost your confidence and your chances of being selected.
Wow, we are learning a lot today. How do you tailor a CV to different industry, especially when you've not done something like that before? So, and you're looking for how to write something that will make it look like you have experience there, but you really don't, but you can do it, but you've done something else in the past. So how do you go about that situation?
Okay, you're asking many questions in one, but let me give you my best shot to unravel many of the questions you want me to answer, many of the things you want me to touch. First off is that there's no crime if you don't have an experience in something you are trying to apply for. There's no crime. But you have an experience of something.
Something else.
You can tell us what you have done before to show us that you can do it again if we give you the chance, if we take a gamble on you.
Yeah.
What have you done before? Some persons fresh out of school, you don't have a working experience, but you had opportunity to be a leader on campus. That's an experience. You had an opportunity to volunteer. That's an experience. It may not be a working experience, but it can show us the credibility that we can trust you, that in the little thing you had opportunity to do, you did it well, so we can trust you. You may not even have leadership or volunteering experiences because some people don't. But what about your education? What about the times you had to learn? Did you take your education serious? Because if you don't show a track record of commitment, of seriousness, of diligence on the things you have had opportunity to do before, we should not trust you this time around.
Wow.
And that's it. So it does not matter whether you have experience or not. The things you had experience, you had time to do. How did you do it? And so if you're applying to other fields, other sectors that you don't have experience, just look at it that way. Where are you coming from? What have been your contributions? What have been your achievements? What did you do? Another thing you must also understand is that every sector have the language they speak. If you are talking about insurance, there are things you talk about in insurance that they don't talk about in tech. There are things they talk about in tech, they don't talk about it in the health sector. Each sector have the languages they speak. They have words they use. So you must understand that. Those are many more. Are one of the things you know and identify.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
You're welcome.
So, what are the top 3 things that make a CV immediately stand out to recruiters or hiring managers?
First, we want to see your contributions. I can't say that enough because we really want to see. If all our listeners are Christians, but permit me to use this example.
Yeah.
David had the opportunity he had when he stood before Goliath was to tell Saul, I have done this before. I have never killed a giant before, but I have killed a lion. I've killed a bear. Place me on this gamble. I'm going to kill this giant. So sometimes you don't have opportunity to do the things you want to do this time around, but the little things you had opportunity to do, how did you do it? So we really want to see. Employers really want to see your track record. Where are you coming from? How well did you do the things you have had chances to do? That's number 1. Number 2, it's also important to know that your CV and other documents you want to send is not a graphic design competition. However, it must be appealing to the eye. I don't want to see some font that appears as if you used a typewriter to type it. We're in the computer age. We know something that is beautiful. We are not asking you to use CorelDRAW to design it. No. Just send something that is beautiful, well-spaced, well-written, logically written, and all of that. We are not asking for too much. Another thing that is important that you also need to do, how do we get back to you? Because I've seen CVs, no phone number, no email.
Wow.
So what if I'm interested in you? How do I contact you? So I start asking the gods to help me look for you. You understand? So these are top 3 things if you ask me.
Wow. These are things that, some persons just want to write everything about their achievement and everything, and they forget to put how you can get back to them.
Exactly.
And some of them are qualified and just lose out on interesting, amazing opportunities.
I've seen experiences like that. Countless experiences.
Sad.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? For every subscription, we would be giving the sum of 50 naira to orphanage homes.
So how do you approach clients who have specific gaps in their employment history?
Okay, first off, I must tell the reality of the Nigerian labor market. We don't do well for people who have gaps, who have career gaps. That's what we call them. For example, people who go on maternity leave, we don't do well for them. It's not a crime. Motherhood is beautiful. We should celebrate that. When people go for maternity leave, when they are ready to come back to work, how do we approach them? There are other things where people, for health reasons, people go on prolonged break away from. So what are you doing in those times? One of the things that can matter to anybody, that is that you were learning. You could have been taking a course while you were doing the things you were doing. You could have been doing almost anything. Now, this is another interesting thing that we must understand. That even if it's a shop you were trying to manage, or you were trying to do a remote job while you were away for the career job, let us know the details about what you did. And even if you don't have chance to do anything, can you convince us to let us know? To look at the things you have done before you went on the break, to let us know, because that's one of the significance of a cover letter. A CV is a CV. It documents so many things we want to see. But it will also show a career, it show the year gap, it will show the career gap. But it will not tell us what happened in those spaces. So you sending an email to your recruiter, you sending a cover letter, you can document what really happened, appealing to their emotions, letting them know I was sick. This was what happened. This was what happened. Explaining to them. And again, don't forget that explanation will not do it all. What can you do? Or what were you doing? The little thing you could find yourself doing while you were on that break. That matters a lot. And that shows that if you were this faithful at this little thing, we can trust you with more. So when people take career gaps, I always advise, please Don't spend it doing
something
nothing.
doing.
Find something
Doing, because I've had conversations with mothers, let's say nursing mothers and all, and they're like, okay, now I'm taking care of a baby, I can't do anything. I would have been working or maybe learning a course or something, but it's so demanding, I can't do anything at this point. I have to wait maybe from now to the next 3 months, thereabouts. I think this is actually for them. You can do something online. You can do anything with your phone, with your smartphone, anything, instead of just letting those periods go to waste.
Honestly, I believe very strongly, because if you are watching this video, it means you have an Android phone. It means you have access to internet.
Yes.
You can use YouTube. You can. I believe there are other videos they can learn from this YouTube channel. You can learn something. Don't give yourself too many excuses. Don't pamper your laziness. You can do something.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, I know you've shared an experience how your coaching career has helped somebody get a job, but we'd like to hear more examples, more feedback of how it has helped people, more examples where people came back and they were like, I sign up for your course and it has helped me.
Okay. I don't know if you know InterSwitch, but InterSwitch is one of these African biggest payment and financial platforms, financial gateways. We have a client who got in there, and this was the way it happened. It happened that he reached out to me and said, he has an experience in tech, but he's interested in organizations like this. So one of the things we did was that, okay, this is the kind of organization you're interested in. What are they looking for in people like you that want to work with them? We sat down, got him on his coaching session, and taught him how to do it, how to package himself, how to apply and do it. And then I lost contact with him. 2022, I went for a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
I was just there enjoying myself, and then I had somebody hug me from behind. And the funniest thing, I don't know him.
Oh.
We only spoke on phone and over and Google Meet all of the time. So in person, I could not recognize him because it's been over the years.
Yeah.
And then he hugged me from behind. He said, I know you don't know me, but I know you too well to know that this is what you did for me. That opportunity we were preparing for, I finally got into InterSwitch.
Wow.
It was joy for me. Like, I was moved to tears because, wow, somebody landed a dream job. On so many levels, the number of unemployed graduates have been reducing due to our contribution. So I'm glad when I see platforms like Top Institute who assist in one way or the other to help people with the quality of information they have, to help people make money and help people become better and do bigger things for themselves and for their career.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome, man.
So it has been an interesting time listening to our experts for today, Mr. Paul Adeago. He has talked about a whole lot. If you missed any of this episode, you can go to our YouTube channel, Thoughts Institute, and get all of that. Thank you.